My message today, I am calling the fork in the road. It's because of choices that we had to make. Jesus says, if we do not hate our family, our friends, and our lives, we cannot follow him. But really, is that what Jesus is saying? He teaches us to love one another, not to hate. So really, what is he saying? What he's saying really is, you have to give up everything to follow him. I mean, he exaggerated it a little bit, but he just wants us to follow him. And give away everything that you have, which, yeah, you don't want to do that anymore. But it's how much he wants you to give in everything. I talked to Pastor a couple days ago, and we were talking about the weekly meetings that they have, pastoral weekly meetings. And they were talking about this message. And actually, one of the pastors, they asked him, well, would you give up everything you have? Well, he just bought a new boat. So he, of course, he said no, which is, great from a pastor. The next parable is about the man and the tower. First, he would have to count his money to see if he can afford to build this, because if he can't, he would look like a fool in front of everybody. And the next one is about the king, who, if you're going to want to count your soldiers instead of just hauling off the battle. Otherwise, you're going to end up on the battlefield with a smaller amount of soldiers. And instead of going to it and being defeated, you're going to have to send out people and sign for a peace treaty and look like a fool. When I was in my early 20s, I was kind of selfish and arrogant. I hope like all the other, and it wasn't just me. But I was really into myself. Very materialistic. I took advantage of a lot of people. Until about September 10th, 2004, I better not screw that up. I had a little girl who ultimately changed my life forever. And because of her, I had to make a choice. I ended up at the fork in the road. I had to choose which direction I was going to go. Do I go down the same path? Am I going to continue my selfish ways? Or am I going to be a father to this beautiful little girl? Well, I chose being a father and protecting her, giving her everything that I possibly could, loving her. I want her to have the best. That's what a father's supposed to do. especially little girls, because they can pull on your heart quite a bit. There's a lot of choices we can make. We end up every day having to make the decisions like, what are we going to do as far as, are we going to go this way? Are we going to do this? How would God want us to? Which one would he want us to take? The easier one or the one to follow him? There are a lot of people out there. They have to make life-sacrificing changes and options. You'll have disaster relief people who pretty much give up their time to help out and risk their lives for people they don't even know. You have athletes, people who train and just want to be the best that they possibly can. They'll give up the time with their friends, time with their family. They'll give up everything to be that great, to be the best. It's striving to be the best. So you've got to make that choice. And when you make that choice, you have to go full for it. Otherwise, you'll end up like the guy making the tower. You start out, but you fall short. Jesus asked him to put him first and not to stray away. He wants to have an intimate relationship with us. He wants to open up our hearts and hold us close. Hold him close and hold us close.